Welcome to the bright side of 50. Hello, welcome to another episode of the bright side of 50 with Carla Palmer. I'm happy you guys are here. I say it every week, but y'all know I like to say that because I want to hone in on the fact that I would not be here if you were not showing up every week. So cheers to you and thank you for being here. Today, I want to talk about happiness. I want to talk about happiness because it is so important to us living on the bright side of 50. It's so important. There are so many things that people don't tell us we are going to run into as we are into midlife, going through the things that we go through, body changes, physical changes, hormonal changes, all of these things that can lead you down a dark hole of depression if you are not careful. The reason why I'm doing this episode today is because it was inspired by me going through a week or two of really feeling down and starting to question, like, why am I here? Why do I exist? Not in a scary way. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't going to do anything crazy. But I was really questioning, like, why are these things happening to me? Why do I exist? What is my purpose? Why is my life this way? Right. So I started spiraling down into a place that wasn't very bright. And I wanted to talk about this today because we are really focused on being transparent here on the podcast. I started the podcast because I couldn't find a podcast that was what I wanted. And what I wanted was someone being fully transparent about the things that happen as we are aging, as we're going through midlife. And I also wanted it to be clean. I didn't want to hear about a bunch of nonsense. I didn't want to hear about things that are not in line with my morals and values. So I decided to create my own podcast. And I was building off of the GYSB movement, which is my health and fitness movement that I started in 2009 to inspire people to move their bodies. And so I built on that movement with the bright side of 50, because it is a part of that movement. It is an extension of the GYSB movement, because now we're still getting our sexy back, because it is an ongoing process. You don't just lose weight and get super fit and super sexy and it just stays. You always have to be working on either maintaining that or getting back to that if you get off track. But one of the things that, I want to really highlight in this movement of getting our sexy back and staying vibrant is living on the bright side of 50. We can only do that if we find a way to live in gratitude and to operate in joy, and they go hand in hand. So today I want to talk about this fabulous book by Daniel Amen. Daniel Amen is a neuroscientist who focused this particular book on happiness. You Happier. It goes through 7 neuroscience secrets to being happy. We're not going to go through all of them because I haven't finished the book, but I did start the book. The reason why I'm bringing this book into today's discussion is because I just finished a chapter, and that chapter was talking about finding micro moments of happiness and acknowledging those moments and just taking some time to acknowledge them so that your brain computes that this is a moment of happiness. And those things start to add up. And as they start to add up, you can help to change the wiring of your brain, and you can have a more joyful, fulfilling life. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. I do have some notes here. So like I said, in the book, it talks about these 4 quadrants of many moments of happiness. So you're supposed to look for them. Oftentimes, we are looking for these big moments of happiness. Maybe it's a job promotion. Maybe it is, a birthday celebration. Maybe it's completing a marathon, right? These big moments of happiness. But we don't always acknowledge the small, mini moments of happiness. And here I have a list of some of those things that I started to think about that could be many moments of happiness that I need to start to stop, acknowledge, and document. Physically document and mentally document. So here are my things that I started to think about. Okay, so the first one, waking up to catch the sunrise, or just waking up really early in the morning when there is quiet all around. It's quiet in my house. It's quiet on the street. There are no garbage men coming. There are no people outside walking and chatting. There are no cars going by. I still live in a neighborhood, but I live in a neighborhood where there's a street that can get pretty busy with walkers and people biking and people talking and cars moving. It can get pretty busy in the mornings, right? Later in the mornings. And so when I get up, and even if I catch the sunrise or I go out early and I water my plants and it's so quiet, and then I can turn on some gospel music and do my praise and worship or just meditate on some lo-fi Christian music. That is a moment of joy and happiness. That is a moment that I need to acknowledge as a moment where I feel good, where I feel like I'm taking care of me and I am completely in bliss because I'm not worried about the busyness of the day. I'm taking in the moment right then and I feel amazing. So that is something that I want to document as a mini moment of happiness. Okay, got it? Now, the other thing here is making and smelling and sipping my first cup of coffee. I always tell people my first cup of coffee is like spending time with a best friend in the morning, literally spending time with my best friend. I am getting it ready, putting it in the coffee maker, pouring my coffee, my water in, letting it, do its thing. And as it's getting ready, I'm getting my milk prepped. I probably need to slow down on the sugar, but I'm doing that too. And I pour it and I see the steam and I smell it and I hug my mug and I'm so happy when this is happening. So this would count as a mini moment of happiness. Now, maybe yours is not coffee. Maybe yours is tea. Maybe it's matcha, whatever it is. Maybe it's hot water with lemon, whatever it is. You need to take that in as a moment of happiness. That is a mini moment of happiness that you need to document. All right. What we got up next? Seeing our favorite person at the office or seeing our favorite person on Zoom. I happen to like many of my colleagues, and there are times when I get to see them in a meeting. I get to see them in a one-on-one. I get to do a one-on-one with them because maybe it's somebody that I work with. So I do have some favorite people that I really enjoy seeing. There is a lady named Stacy who works in operations at the organization that I work for. And when I go in the office and Stacy is there, let me tell you, I get so excited because she literally is like one of my favorite people. And I just feel really excited when she's in the office that day. And I will tick that off now as I'm reading this book and acknowledging that I'm going to note my mini moments of happiness, seeing Stacy. And she sometimes brings me treats. She'll sometimes share some of her treats with me. Stacy is one of my favorite people. So I will note that when she's in the office, that is one of my mini moments of happiness. All right. Seeing Stacy. So the next thing here is petting your dog or your cat or taking them out for a walk. I happen to not be an animal person, but I wanted to put that on there because I have noticed that people who are animal people, that is a part of making their day. My son happens to have a bully and he loves that dog. And I'm sure when he gets home from work or when he gets up in the morning, I am sure spending time with Bucket, that's the name of his dog. I'm sure that spending time with Bucket is something that he may not know, like to pay attention to. That is a mini moment of happiness. It's making his day and he needs to note that. And I've noted that because I've seen it. So Bucket, spending time with your dog, spending time with your cat, petting your dog, taking your cat or your dog for a walk. I've seen people take their cats for a walk. It's a little strange, but I've seen it happen. That can be noted as a mini moment of happiness. I got a lot of these, guys. So listen to these. And somewhere along the way, you will find something that resonates with you. I'm sure you may have done that already. Getting your nails done. Getting your nails done is a awesome treat. It's an awesome treat that men and women can do for themselves. So I went and got my nails done the other day, and I hadn't been able to make it in a while because life was just getting ahead of me. And my nail shop has certain hours that they're open, and they don't like for you to come at the very last part of it because then they have to rush to get your nails done. And they don't want to rush through that because they want to take care of you while you're there. So, hey, sis. Hey, I just wanted to take a moment to ask you, have you subscribed to The Bright Side of 50 with Carla Palmer? If you have not, could you please take a moment, if you like the podcast, take a moment now to hit the subscribe button so that you become a subscriber. Turn on your notifications so that you're notified when a new episode drops. Okay. Also follow me on Instagram. I am The Bright Side of 50 over there on Instagram too. Thank you so much. Now I'll let you get back to the episode. So yesterday I had time to go into the nail shop and get my nails done. I definitely am noting this as a moment of happiness, right? A mini moment of happiness, because when I walked in, they said, we were just talking about you. We were just talking about you, and we're talking about how we hadn't seen you in a while. Where have you been? Kissy, 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 like literally very excited to see me. And I know it's because, yes, they need their loyal customers because it is a business and they have to continue to make money so that they can stay in business. But I really felt that it was genuine. I felt that they genuinely had missed me, and I felt really special because they had noticed that I hadn't been there. And they have streams of customers coming in. So I don't think that they're hard up for money. It's in a good location. People come in regularly and they get their things done. But it felt good. And when they were working on my feet and doing my nails, I felt like I was really being catered to. Hiking alone or hiking with friends. Hiking alone or hiking with friends, I like to do both. If it's the right friends, it's cool. And I like to do solo hikes as well. But let me tell you, I told you the other day, if you've been listening for a minute, I told you the other day that I went hiking with a group of friends. And we had all kind of wondered, like, why did we sign up to do this at 6:30 in the morning? But once we got going and we got out there and we challenged ourselves and we did some laughing and did some chatting along the trails, we realized how happy we were. And after that hike, we decided that we wanted to go get these amazing tacos. Our friends introduced us to a new taco spot, little truck, wonderful lady who runs this taco truck, same place every day, amazing tacos. But we did that. And then on the way to the taco place, we stopped and got mimosas. We got Prosecco, and some fresh squeezed orange juice and some cups. So we had tacos and mimosas after our hike. And before we did our hike, we got some really nice coffee. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day. And it was a day that I want to note as a moment of happiness because it's not something that can't be recreated. I can do it again. I can do it again. I can do it again. It is something that I can plan to have this mini moment of happiness that is going to add joy and happiness to my life, right? So I'm just labeling these things as I note them. And I'm like, okay, this is how you build your joy reservoir. I've talked about that before on the podcast. This is how you take care of yourself. And I'm so grateful to Daniel Amen for these awesome tips. All right, what else did I come up with? A funny meme or a funny text shared between friends. I probably do this a little bit too much. I have too many people sending me memes and I need that to slow down. But I can tell you this, if I'm not having the greatest day and Tisa or Eric or Shauna send me something that is really, really funny, it really puts a smile on my face. And it is a mini moment of happiness that I need to note. It's something that will take me out of a funk. And it is something like I can go on a break and I can take a look at Instagram or take a look at my phone and I will see that I've got a funny meme and that makes me happy. So laughter, when you can laugh with a friend or laugh with a family member or laugh with somebody at work, there's a colleague that's funny or whatever, then those are many moments of happiness that we need to note. What else we got here? A facial. And I'm not talking about going and getting a facial. You can, but you can also do these nice steaming sessions with herbs and essential oils and all of that. And just a towel over your head, over a pot. Baby, listen, if you haven't done it, you need to do it. Because I will tell you, once you do, and once you get that glowy skin, and once you start to realize, I feel amazing, I look amazing, this needs to be noted as one of my many moments of happiness. And I need to come back to this at least once a month. So try that. If you can steam and do like yourself a little facial, honey, you are going to be on to something, and you're going to realize, oh my gosh, Carla had a great tip. Thank God that I listened to the Bright Side of 50 and got that little tip there. Trust me on this one. Trust me on this one. All right. What else we got? Ooh, a clean shower, right? A nice, clean, warm or hot or cold, whatever kind of shower you like. Just relish in that. Taking a shower, using your favorite soap. There's so many great soaps that you can get. Natural soaps that are handmade with all of these wonderful ingredients. You can get your favorite soap. Or if you're feeling extra luxurious and you don't mind the additives that these perfume soaps have in them, you can also use that, a nice body scrub. Just when you're doing this, love up on yourself. A shower can be anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. While you're doing this, you are taking it all in. You're feeling the warmth or the coldness of the water. You are taking in the scent of your soap, of your shower gel, of your exfoliant, whatever you're doing to be kind to your body. Take it all in. That can be a moment of happiness. And when you get out of the shower and you pat yourself or you air dry, then you can put on your lotion or your shea butter or whatever you're using to nourish your body with this, lotion or whatever you're going to use to keep the ash off. Okay. I ain't trying to use no fancy words to keep yourself from getting ashy. You want to moisturize with whatever that is. And while you're putting it on, your mini moment of happiness is the way that you're putting it on your body and the slowness of it. And you're really feeling the textures and really smelling the scent, if there is a scent, and taking it all in and really loving on yourself. That is a mini moment of happiness. That is self-care. That is gratitude for being able to do those things and to feel it and to smell it and to touch it and just to really take care of yourself in that way. That should be considered a mini moment of happiness. You're doing something beautiful for yourself. All is well. So note that. And next time you take a shower, I want you to take the entire thing. Take it all in. Take it all in. I'm going to have to fix this because these little things keep popping up every time I do a gesture. I didn't ask my computer to do that. I got my computer fixed recently and it's doing all of the things that it wants to do. And I didn't ask it to do that. Let's see. Hearing good job. Oh my goodness. So a lot of times we complain and complain and complain about work. We complain about our bosses. We complain about our tasks. We complain about our colleagues. We complain about our direct reports, right? We do a lot of complaining. But one thing we need to really understand is that when we are doing something that is a good job and it is noticed and it's recognized and it is acknowledged, whether it's acknowledged between you and that person or acknowledged in a meeting or acknowledged on social media or acknowledged in the newsletter, whatever you guys do at work to acknowledge people, when you get acknowledged, I want you to take that in. That is a big deal. I want you to take it in. I want you to note it as a moment of happiness. And I want you to enjoy it. All right. Take it in, enjoy it, appreciate it. That's about you. You did that darn thing. Okay. So when you were acknowledged, when you get your kudos, you take those kudos, you be happy about it. You be happy about it because, you know, the next day you're going to find something to complain about. But in that moment, when you're getting those kudos, I want you to take those kudos and I want you to take them and embrace them and accept them and note them as a mini moment of happiness. Just a few more. Feeling productive. When you feel productive, when you feel like you are making progress on anything that you said that you wanted to do, whether it is getting some spring cleaning done or winter cleaning done or summer cleaning done or completing a course, or completing a book or working on some personal or professional goals that you have, when you are making progress, please know that that should be a mini moment of happiness that you note. That is a mini moment of happiness because you are getting further along and closer to the goals that you've set for yourself. So make sure that you are counting that and you're acknowledging those moments and those accomplishments. All right. That's important to your happiness. Just a couple more. Being financially responsible. Y'all didn't know I was going to come up with this one, huh? You didn't know that I was going to talk anything about finances. Yes. Financial things can be moments of happiness. When you have saved your money to purchase something and you go and you be able to purchase this thing and you were patient with it and it wasn't like this thing that had to be an instant gratification. You really planned things out and you were able to buy whatever it is you were going to buy. Maybe you're going to buy a stock. Maybe you're going to buy a piece of, some crypto. Maybe you were going to buy a handbag. Maybe you were going to buy a Rolex. Maybe you were going to buy a new car. Maybe you're going to buy a house. Maybe you were going to buy, a piece of jewelry, whatever. But if you took the time to say to yourself, I am going to be responsible. I am going to budget. I am going to make sure it is the right time to purchase whatever it is I'm going to purchase. And then you get to a point where you're able to do that because you were strategic with your money and you minded your money and you managed it well. That is a moment of happiness that you should appreciate. I'm not talking about those shopping sprees that are unplanned, those spur of the moment purchases that aren't well thought out. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being responsible and being intentional about what you're doing with your money and making your money work for you. And then understanding that this is the right time to do what I said that I was going to do. And I feel really good about this. Pat yourself on the back. This is a mini moment of happiness. I want you to take that in. All right. I only have one more. And that last thing is, and it's not going to be last as far as the order of importance of these, but getting closer to God, spending time with God, being intentional about the way that you were spending time with Him. Are you in prayer? Are you in your prayer closet? Are you on your knees? Are you taking a prayer walk? Are you in meditation? Are you doing gospel or Christian worship? What are you doing? Are you reading the word? Are you meditating on the word? Are you going back to a scripture that really resonated with you at some point? Are you asking God, what is His plan for your life in order to allow His plan and His purpose for you to illuminate, right? For you to shine brightly doing what God has asked you to do. Are you spending time? And when you are, those are some things that you need to note as moments of happiness, moments of joy. You have taken the time and carved it out and decided and committed to spend some time getting closer to God and building your relationship with Him. That is a moment of happiness. If you are not a Christian, then this one is not for you. But this one is definitely for those of us who are, and those of us who are trying to get closer to God and trying to maintain a relationship with Him that is solid. When we are able to do these things and we carve off the time, then these are moments of happiness that we need to note. Now, Dr. Amen, is a wonderful neuroscientist that my friend Shauna Reed, who she's very, very excited about this man. And that is the reason why I did go and purchase this book, You Happier. I want to be happier. I want you to be happier. And that is why I am sharing this with you. But I want you don't have to get the book. Maybe you just do these things. Maybe you just do these 4 happiness quadrants that he talks about. But he says acknowledging these micro moments of happiness, they add up to overall contentment and satisfaction with your life. So let's get to it. And in that book, he has these segments, taking those moments of happiness and putting them into 4 segments. And those segments are, biological mini moments of happiness, social mini moments of happiness, psychological mini moments of happiness, and spiritual mini moments of happiness, and taking it and creating 4 circles. And those 4 circles are labeled with one of those headings. And then in those 4 circles, in each of those 4 circles, you'll have these lines. And on those lines, you'll do the exercise. And the exercise is, when you have these mini moments of happiness, where do they fall? Is it a biological moment of happiness? Is it a social? Is it spiritual? Is it psychological? Where does it fall? And the goal is to have a good balance of all of them. But again, Dr. Amen says that all of these things are adding up and all of these things are getting us closer to operating in joy, which to me is operating in gratitude, right? There is a direct correlation between joy and gratitude and these many moments of happiness and being appreciative of the life that we have and the things that we get to do, the things that we get to do. All right. I want to highlight the word get to do. Yes, we absolutely get to do these things. So take a look at the book, look up Dr. Daniel Amen, look up the Amen clinics. Hey, at one point in life, I hope I am able to, maybe one day I'll be able to visit the clinic. Maybe you'll want to visit the clinic. Maybe you'll want to get the book, You Happier. Okay. I know that your goal, just like mine, on this side of 50, the bright side of 50 is the right side of 50 because we're doing the work to make sure that we are making the most of the second half of life. And the way that we do that is by implementing some of these things that I've said in this segment today that are by way of Dr. Daniel Amen. Okay. I hope this landed well with you. I hope it resonated with you. Let me know what you took away from this segment. Let me know where you're going to go and further look into. Let me know where you're going to implement. Cannot wait to hear from you. In the meantime, share out the podcast and make sure when you share out the podcast that you are tagging me so that I can, you're tagging me and you have followed the podcast so that I can put you in the drawing for a jump rope. I want to give out some jump ropes on the bright side of 50 here. We are really trying to make sure that we are taking good care of our health. And I know a lot of you would love to have a jump rope. So I have some that I want to give away in a part of my health and fitness movement called GYSB, Get Your Sexy Back. So I want to share those things with you and I want to give some things away. So let me know what you loved. Make sure that you comment, make sure you follow, make sure that you share on your social media and tag me, the bright side of 50, what resonated with you in this episode. Or if you just love the podcast, just share with your community that they should follow the podcast too and tag me so that I can see it and I can put you in the drawing for a jump rope. Okay. So I will see you on the next episode of the bright side of 50 with Carla Palmer. As always, it's so great to be here with you. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.